there's a lot of moving parts when you perform a vulnerability scan. So in the newer versions of Nessus, particularly Nessus 5, we've added some great things in here to help you troubleshoot why some of your scans may not give you the results that you want. The first one here is we indicate an error, right? So this isn't saying your scan completely failed, but it's saying, hey, while we were running the scan, we detected some network congestion. That's kind of a common error to have if you're running a scan against a large network and it's busy and all the hosts are busy. You may run into some congestion. Nessus will tell you that this condition has occurred and give you some tips to be able to fix that. The other thing that it will do is if I go in here and I add a policy, right? I'm just going to call this my test policy. If I make an error in the policy, so if I say, hey, show me 80 and 443, but instead of putting a comma, I put a period instead, which is syntactically incorrect. And then I go in here and I say, yeah, let's go run this scan, right? So if I run this against the host, right, I'll run it as a template test. I'm going to give it my target 131. Save that template. I'm going to run this, okay? What you can see is it's going to try and run it. It's running. And it already completed. Well, that was really fast. So if I go in here, it says, oh, you had an error. Invalid port range was entered. Please go check your settings. So it does some checking of your policy as part of the diagnostics as well, which is great. Now, the other two big things that you should know about when performing diagnostics or troubleshooting against your Nessus scans is there are two areas to get more information. So you can go to host summary, right-click. I right-clicked on the host, and I can download the knowledge base for the host. The knowledge base is a flat text file that you download that is used by all of the Nessus plugins. Whenever a Nessus plugin finds information about a remote host or runs and gets results, it adds it to the knowledge base. And all the plugins share this knowledge base. So if you want to see which plugins were run and what the results were of each and look at the detailed results for that, you look towards the knowledge base. Okay, so we can download the knowledge base for that host. We can open it up, and you can see here I've got a whole list of hey, I launched all of these plugins against your target, and here are some of the results that I got from the plugins, and that's what the knowledge base looks like. Okay, awesome. So for the audit trail, I can go into a particular policy and click the audit trail, and that's going to tell me why a particular plugin ID didn't fire against a given host. Oops, sorry. So it's easier if you go into host summary, you highlight the host, you click audit trail, you give it a plugin ID, you click submit, and it comes back and says, hey, that plugin was not launched against that host because the required TCP port that would be needed to open to run this check wasn't open. So that's how you use the audit trail. The big differentiator is, knowledge base gives you information about plugins that did run. Audit trail tells you why a particular plugin didn't run, and the errors, tells you about conditions that occurred during your scan. So that's the diagnostics that are available within Nessus.